Biking can be an extremely exciting and exhilarating sport, but arguably the most exciting part of biking has to be buying a new bike. It's the truth. Call me materialistic, but the search for your new steed after riding a Walmart bike for years is quite the experience. And of course, there are two avenues at which you can buy a new bike. You can go the route of buying new and get the best technology the bike industry has to offer, but full well knowing you'll be doling out the cash. Or, well, you can always buy used. Why wouldn't you want to buy used, you ask? Well, that's pretty easy. It's human beings. You see, unlike at a bike shop where you talk to a bike aficionado, you instead get to talk to any person that has a phone and a bike. If you're actually going to classify what some of these people are selling as bikes. But nonetheless, if you've got your eyes out for a used bike, three websites you'll probably visit are Pinkbike, Kijiji, and Facebook Marketplace. If you're looking for the best overall experience, I definitely go to Pinkbike since it's specifically made for selling bikes. Only problem being, it's tough to find bikes going for cheap, since the website is full of people that are quite knowledgeable about bikes. Which is not the case for our other two websites. These pages have their fair share of people who don't know a thing or just don't put in any effort, which is a big problem with buying used bikes specifically. People just don't care about their ads. This is because the bikes most people are selling aren't big money items. If you're selling a car for $3,000, then you're gonna make sure it's a good ad. But for some old bike, screw it! Just take a photo of your thumb and it'll eventually sell. And due to this problem of just so many people not caring, there's a plethora of bad bike ads out there. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a tour. Starting with the Where's Waldo section. If you were ever a fan of the kids' books, then you'll certainly love these, because it's gonna take you a few good minutes to figure out what they're actually selling. There's also the No Photos sections of ads. I'd like to think people do this to allow our imaginations to come up with the bike, and certainly not to hide the garbage bike they're advertising. And yet, somehow these ads still don't make me as frustrated as ads that might as well not have photos, such as our friend here who posted 4 identical photos of his bike, but I'll give it to him, it's a very nice angle. Then there's also this fellow who managed to take 5 photos that were so blurry you can't tell what the brand of the bike is. But lucky for us, we do get a better look at his thumb in not 2, but yes, 3 out of the 5 photos. And since I was so intrigued by the mystery bike as well as his thumb, I did try to reach out, but unfortunately never heard anything, which is its own category of frustration. It's next to impossible to get a response from anybody these days, and I don't get it. I mean, I'm just checking to see if you have something for sale. Then of course you've got the classics, like just awful prices in general, or maybe the good old no price at all, just like in this ad for a fixed geared bicycle, or maybe even the new take on the no price where you just put a lower price to catch people's eyes. There's also 2 important words that everybody should know when buying used. If it's custom, that means I added a few parts to my bike, therefore it is now worth 5 times the price I bought it for. And vintage is code for some old rusty bike that I found that I'm gonna market as old and valuable to charge way more than it's worth. I mean, seriously, who's stupid enough to buy a bike like that? Didn't even come with the basket. Then there's also the Made It Myself section of ads, and I'll let you know now, you should probably avoid these ones. Which isn't to say they aren't cool, but, yeah, just don't buy them. If you wanted to brighten up your day, although there is a rare bright spot. No, I'm not talking about the 2-for-1 ad where you can also get your hands on a barbecue. I'm talking about the thanks to my wife section. What's that, you ask? Well, a prime example is from our friend here. As we can attain from his description, his wife is making him sell his bike. Bummer. But, like a good husband, he's obliged. Although, our clever friend here is not doing such a great job at selling it, as is shown by him telling us how he has tossed it down the trail a few times. To get to other ads like this, you simply search wife in the bike section and voila, you're there. Now you get to read through all the poor saps who are selling their bikes because of their significant others. Yeah, I'm single. But now we will talk about the magnum opus of bad ads, this being the already sold section. Whether it was intentionally done or not, having your ad stay up on a website after it's already been sold is as bad as it gets. And these websites aren't oblivious to this problem. Kijiji removes inactive ads after 2 months, and Pinkbike shows the last time the seller was actually online, but neither completely solved the problem. Sellers are still able to post an ad, sell the item immediately, and leave the ad up to terrorize people. Yeah, I was just looking through Pinkbike and saw an ad for a 2019 stump jumper.
Yeah, it's not for sale anymore, sorry.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to take the ad down? So I definitely wasn't going to stand aside and let innocent people across the world be terrorized. Were you going to take the ad down?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to.
That's right, I've taken the burden of calling every person with an already sold ad. Were you going to take the ad down, or?
Yeah, definitely.
No need to thank me. Your enjoyment of a world free of already sold ads is enough, and if it's between me and you, I love doing it. So maybe you'll call what I'm doing harsh, but I call it necessary. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just don't give me a reason to call you and we'll be alright. Keep in mind too that I haven't even acknowledged that bikes are rarely what they seem on the internet. It's very easy to take a photo of a bike and avoid scratches, dents, and worn parts. When you see it in person, you're nervous and uncomfortable and would like to leave this person's basement as soon as possible. And I don't blame you. It's honestly much easier than you'd think to get scammed or, well, even kidnapped. So be careful out there. Now that you've seen what the buying used experience is, you're probably asking yourself, why would anyone want to buy a used bike? Despite what this video may lead you to believe, I'm actually a huge advocate of shopping for resold bikes. Legitimately, all of my bikes I've ever bought were secondhand. Is this because I'm a broke 18-year-old? I mean, maybe, but I'd like to think it's the reason anyone shops used. The search for the deal. Anyone who's got a deal knows what I'm talking about. You're scrolling through, you're frustrated with all the garbage ads, and then suddenly your dream bike pops up. It's in brand new condition and it's a hell of a deal. The feeling of finding these ads is truly something special, and that deal getting euphoria really does make it all worth it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Buying used can still be a little frustrating at times. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe so I know to keep making more videos like this one. But that's all. I'll see you guys in the next video.